I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I sent out a tweet on yesterday, and I want to try to take the time to deal with this tweet over the next few days. I think it's very important. America has done what every other nation does, and it usually happens at about 240 years into the life and times of America, of a nation. With the Egyptians, it may have been a bit of a longer run. The Egyptians may have had about 1,000-year run. But every other nation, including the Ottoman Empire, if you will, the United Kingdom Empire, the Roman Empire, they usually have about a 240-year reign before they begin to dissolve and fall apart. Whatever system that brought them together, whatever government that brought them together, nations of the earth, they have a shelf life of about 240 years. And America has reached her, and she's gone past 240 years, and she's getting ready to dissolve. But America is also facing another problem with respect to the tribulation spoken by the Lord Jesus Christ. But I want to give you a bit of a history lesson. I want to draw up close here, and also a bit of a prophetic lesson. Now, you don't have to believe anything I say. But you might find this a bit interesting, because you're not going to get this from the ignoramus that only go by the tea leaves of what they themselves are privileged to or have learned in school in terms of what our future is going to be. They don't talk about the future except for global warming, and that's a hoax in a large way. No, is the earth getting warmer? Yeah, and hell is getting hotter too. The earth is getting warmer because hell is getting hotter. But the global warming they're talking about carbon monoxide or carbons and one thing after the other, and is listen, the earth has been at volcanic states, has been flood states long before Al Gore, any of these people that the inconvenient truth ever thought about being born. So let's be clear about what we be clear about. But I want to take you into the future, if you don't mind. And of course, you don't have to believe me, but I do ask you to listen. You don't have to believe me, but I ask you to listen. I'm going to tell you what's going on. There's several things right now. There's a phenomenon that's facing America that America has never faced. Donald John Tribulation Trump is a phenomenon that America has never, ever faced. Never. I mean, even during the Civil War, even with during the period of the Civil War, America did not face what she's facing now. I mean, states' rights was at issue. Slavery was at issue. Abolitionists were very powerful. But Abraham Lincoln, as the last person anybody thought would be president, last person anybody thought that would be used, but for whatever reason, he was brought into the presidency and actually brought about the Civil War and made one of the more eloquent speeches that ever been made regarding the war and some of the more consequential, if you will, constitutional. But listen to me, you don't have to believe what I'm about to say to you. But we're facing a situation right now with Donald John Trump where America's democracy, a lot of people said it needs to be saved. It's already gone. No, it's already gone. When people say, well, we got to vote for Joe Biden, which I think is a joke. And because if Trump becomes president again, American democracy and the rule of law as we know it will dissipate. No, democracy is already gone. Trump's already taken it. It's already gone. And he was president at least a legal president for 4 years, allegedly, for 4 years. But listen to me. Just listen to me. You listen to them idiots over there on Fox News, listen to them idiots over there on CNN, and you read that idiotic stuff down in the Washington Post and New York Times. Listen to me, which is probably what many of you will not do. It might be because you have been chosen to do it, you're just going to suffer. But American democracy is it's gone. It's like Willie in the Raising of the Sun movie with Sidney Poitier. When the father died and they get $10,000, they're going to buy a house in the suburbs. But Sidney Poitier with his friend Willie had concocted a deal to turn that $10,000 into $100,000. And Sidney Poitier gave that $10,000 all the money they had in the world and told me I'm going to meet me at the train station in Chicago the next day. And Sidney Poitier went to the train station and waited all day. And he came home and said, Mama, Willie's gone. They're gone. They're $10,000. Really gone. I'm going to tell you something. Democracy is already gone. It's already gone. And they go. This vote coming up when in November ain't going to save it. Are you still listening? Oh, okay, glad you're still here. You know, to say that democracy can be saved by voting for Joe Biden or anybody else for that matter, it will be like saying, well, my daughter, she met this man, he turned her out, he put on the whole stroll, made her turn tricks, you know, for $15 a pop, and we got to save my daughter. And so what we're going to do is try to get my daughter, bring a tall, handsome man with a 1957 convertible red and white Chevrolet Impala, and have her a Corvette. Let's make it a Corvette. Make it a Corvette, red and white Corvette. Yeah, and she going to fall in love with him and leave this pimp that got her on the host roll. Now, the word whore is in the Bible, in case some of y'all don't sense. Oh, you know word. Well, the word whore is in the Bible. So it would be like saying I'm going to save my daughter by getting her another good-looking man with a 1968 red and white Corvette Stingray, right? No, my brother, your daughter's already gone. She's already on the host roll. Now, the word is whore, and the whore's in the Bible, like the great whore of Babylon, Oprah Winfrey, right? Y'all know her? No, the great whore of Babylon. The word whore is in the Bible. To do all this addendums talking to some of y'all. No, your daughter's already on the horse roll. She's already out there. You can try to get off by getting somebody with a fancy looking car and blonde hair and white shoes like, I don't know, somebody. But you ain't gonna get your daughter back. She may come back, but she's gone. The American democracy is already gone. And by the way, I'm not saying this because somehow or another I hate America. I love America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the ocean's white wood foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. I love America. Let's be clear about that. No, I love America. I was over there in Africa somewhere, I don't know where I was at, and I saw some Americans, and they were tooling around. And I said, hey, Yankees. They said, what? I said, go home and take me with you. Anyway, no, I'm not saying this because I hate America, all right? Because, you know, black people, I'll tell you something. If you want to find a group of people that hate America, just go in any black neighborhood, go find any black politician, whether it's Camelback ain't Black Harris, you know, Pharaoh Eric Adams here in New York, all them other black mayors, any of them, I don't care who they are, they hate America. They do. All they do is, listen, hating America is a multi-billion-dollar a year business for black people. But I love America. But her democracy is gone. It's all gone. And I need to tell you why. And we need to understand that by voting out Trump, people are looking at what is going on. You know, Trump gets up and says he supports Russia invading a NATO nation and won't say anything about Navalny's death. And, you know, he likes strong men like Kim Jong-un, and all the MAGA people just eat it up. You know, he was talking about Nikki Haley's husband the other day. And while he was running, even before he became president the first time in 2016, which was illegal, he talked about John McCain wasn't a hero, thought that would have been the end. Because, you know, America loves her hero. America loved to wave her flag and march our soldiers down the street. And Trump spoke about John McCain, and the MAGA people loved them all the more. No, the American democracy is gone. No, that's over with. And by the way, I wouldn't think that you should think that it's because somehow or another that America is, you know, one of the world's evil nations. I don't think so. I think, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably the most evil nation ever concocted was them Roman boys over there. Them, if you will, Caesars and Roman boys, they had a bunch of them over there that were a bunch of freaks. And then they had Mark Antony fighting over Cleopatra, you know. Then they had this, all these, if you will, Caesars rather, stabbing one another in the back. And then they had this boy Caligulus. I mean, but they had a lot of, people like Leonardo da Vinci. They had Michelangelo, and had a lot of that going on over there as well. I'm not sure all that was inspired by the Lord. Now they got the Vatican moved into hell when the Vatican moved. But here, so what I'm saying to you is that this election, whatever and whoever's elected, is not going to change the circumstances of America. And I'm going to do a deep dive and study. So, Basenja, put back up on the board, up on the screen rather, what I stated the other day. I'm going to read it, then I'm going to do it over the next 4 days. I'm going to do it on the next 3 or 4 days, today and 3 other days. It says how to dissolve MAGA, because a lot of the liberals, the leftists, the uber, if you will, leftists and woke people can't figure out how can they stop MAGA from being so committed. They ain't never seen nobody committed to a president, not even John Kennedy. They ain't never seen the Republicans committed to Ronald Reagan, the way these MAGA people are committed to Trump. So they're all trying to figure it out. All these leftists, all these liberals, they're all trying to figure it out. They want to figure out how to dissolve MAGA and to defeat Tribulation Trump. No matter what he does, Trump get up and say, I'm going to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and says, I'm going to grab women by their privates, and they just love him all the more. He gets convicted of calling E. Jean King, or Carol, whatever her name is, and he gets a $5 million fine. Then he goes back and calls another name. He gets an $83 million fine. The other day, Letitia James was able to get Judge Engoron to fine Trump $355 million and take away his license and opportunity to do business in New York for 3 years. And Don Jr. and Eric as well took away their license to do business for 2 years. And the people just love him all the more. Now the truckers are going to start a boycott of New York City. That sounds like a good idea to me. No more for a whole week, no trucks in New York City. So the truckers said they're going to have. So the more Trump has legal problems, the more people love him. He said the other day in a meeting, said Vladimir Putin could, do what he want to do to anybody he want to do it to, and it'll be fine. He told Vladimir Putin, do your thing, do what you want to do. He said, I can't tell you who to sock it to. Now listen, don't let my singing detract you from the efficacy and the spiritualness and of what I am saying. That's just who I am. I mean, I get into a song, I'll sing God Bless America. There's nothing wrong with that, and you might like that. Then I'll sing the Isley Brothers, Do Your Thing from 1968. Yeah, you remember the Isley Brothers? Ronnie Isley, by the way, is dead. He went to jail, didn't pay taxes, then he died shortly thereafter. So you get all that history, and it don't cost you anything. So people want to figure out how can we break up this stronghold that Trump got on nearly 50% of the American people. They're all white too, by the way. Well, more blacks are joining, but not enough to make any difference. So the leftists are trying to figure out, we ain't never seen and no matter Trump, the other day when Trump was selling sneakers, damn. I mean, and by the way, damn is in the Bible too. The Bible says in Mark's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 16, those that believe shall be saved, and those that believe not shall be damned. So damn is in the Bible. Whore is in the Bible. Damn is in the Bible. And I'm privileged to use anything in the Bible. I'm a Bible preacher. Is that right? So the other day, at a rally, I think in Michigan somewhere, Trump was selling sneakers. I couldn't believe I was sitting there on the television. I was half asleep, right? I was in my lazy boy, right? I was laying back. And I looked up, and Trump had a pair of sneakers in his hand. He was walking across the stage with a pair. Now, normally Trump walks across the stage with a red cap in his hand, right? So everybody knows that. But I saw it, so wait a minute, what am I dreaming? Now, this must be one of them guys playing Trump, because this ain't Trump. Trump was walking across the stage with a pair of sneakers in his hand. Now, everybody knows only black people wear sneakers. Everybody knows that. There was a song back in the 1970s that said, if your man is wearing sneakers, he ain't doing nothing but sneaking around. But then Trump had it in his hand. I was trying to figure, were they used sneakers? Were they his sneakers? Did somebody wear them? Were they smelly sneakers? He said, no, that was new, and he was selling them. And place your order right now. And on the tongue of the sneaker, they had T for Trump, They had an American flag on the side. And I do declare, Trump sold out at that one meeting, I think, I don't know, 1 million pairs of sneakers at $400 each. Y'all ever heard of a sneaker? Leave that down, Mr. Engineer. You ever heard of a sneaker called Air Jordans? You ever heard about that? Everybody black know about Air Jordan. Listen here. Everybody black know about Air Jordan. They may not know about John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Who shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Most black people, a whole lot of black people don't know that, but they know Air Jordans. I tell you that right now. They know Air Jordan. You know what an Air Jordan is? Well, somebody sent me a note and said these are air felons. Because Trump is a felon, his company, anyway. So Trump is now hawking sneakers. And I understand he's selling perfume. And everybody loves it. The president of the United States is selling. Pastor Stanley told me there was this preacher, I don't know if it was, I forget what his name was, said he'd get up and he'd preach a revival. You know, have 400 or 500 people in the church shouting, talking in tongues. He'd preaching a revival, take up an offering. And then after he'd run out the church, before the people got it, he'd have his Cadillac parked right in front of the church, right? And he'd open up the trunk of his church and he'd say, cabbage, turnips, watermelon, all kind of stuff. He actually would have a vegetable mart in the back seat of his in the trunk of his Cadillac. And Pastor Sanders told me, and I believe it, the absolute truth. So when I saw Trump selling sneakers, I said, "That's it. That's got to be it. That's got to be the end of this boy." I mean, who? I mean, come on now. That's beneath the dignity of a so-called president to be hustling sneakers. But then it got worse. He's hustling perfume as well. So, Mr. Engineer, please drop that. They smell bad from here. So people are trying to figure out how to stop Trump. Well, I'm going to give you the answer right now. If you're looking for it, I'm going to tell you right now. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, but I'm going to tell you, I got 3 more episodes. One episode is that I'm going to, is that you need to remove and silence all the pinched nose and woke Negroes from the news program, college professorships, and every political office in America. I'm going to deal with that next because that's the reason. See, a lot of people many don't know, and those that don't know don't tell. But I'm going to tell you how to solve this problem of dealing with Tribulation Trump. And at some point, I'm going to take you into a world and maybe tell you, sit down and have some, something to eat. I want an hour of your time. And I'm going to tell you to imagine the world if Hillary Clinton had actually taken the office of president, which she was, but Obama scandaled her out of it, what the world would be like. You wouldn't have Trump now. Did you know that? And by the way, Trump, in case you're listening, hey, Trump, if you're listening, if you had let Hillary Clinton become, if Obama had let Hillary Clinton become president, you'd be here in New York. You'd have a 70-story tower hotel in Russia, all white with gold trimming. If Obama had not taken the presidency from Hillary Clinton, you'd have it made, boy. Nobody would know about Stormy Daniels and your black pajamas. Nobody would know about the hush money. Michael Cohen would still be running interference for you if Obama, Obama to mess you up, Trump. Obama got you on all this trouble. In America, too.